Guys, welcome to World War III, a very special edition Easter episode here on the 17th of April. It is Sunday, filming this video at right around 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, and a few different things I wanted to hit on, but because it is Easter Sunday, I thought I would talk a little bit about religion and the way religion impacts society. Now, I'm not going to come out and say, I believe in God, God's fake, I'm an atheist, things like that. That's not how I'm going to approach this topic. What I am going to say is a lot of people out there that are watching this video that are my age, that are younger, that are in their 20s, a lot of people my age are atheists, or a lot of people my age don't believe in God or any of that stuff. And I guess my retort to that is, when you bring religion into your everyday life, like, for example, if you have two people and one person grew up in the church and the other person grew up with, no church, they never went to church ever in their life. The person that grew up with those values of religion, whether it's Christianity or whatever, but in America, it's normally always Christianity, some form of it. They're going to be more likely to grow up and be a kind-hearted, better overall person than the person that didn't grow up with the religion in their life. So I just think overall, for a society, religion, even if it's just the morals, whether or not you think it's real, whatever, I personally, when I was younger, I went to church. I haven't gone to church, I don't know how long. I mean, sometimes we go just for the Christmas service once a year. It's been a while, but so it's not like I'm this huge person into religion. And I understand kids my age, we hear some of these people talk about God and things like that, and it's just like, dude, these stories are ridiculous. But, it is biblical text. These are historic stories. Some of them, obviously, there's a lot of ways you can interpret them. It's very complicated. You can't just say, well, it says God walked on water. That means he's not real. It's impossible. It's physically impossible. The stories are interpreted in such a way, it's very complex. And again, I don't really want to get into God's fake, God's real, whatever you believe, that is your opinion. But I'm just saying, guys, when you think about religion, before you go out and you say, oh, I'm an atheist, religion is stupid, it's a waste, it's a cult, things like that, you have to understand, normally when religion is in society, society functions better. People have better morals. People have better values. Even if you bring it to as simple as people are afraid they're going to go to hell if they do something bad, so they try and be good. Right? Like, those are morals, those are values instead of you. Maybe the atheist out there says this is ridiculous, it's so stupid, I could go kill someone. That doesn't mean I'm going to go to hell, because hell and heaven don't exist. But even if you have someone that believes in those things, they're going to maybe be scared off by doing the evil thing due to the possibility of them being deemed to hell in the afterlife. So I'm just, it's just another perspective to look at for people, a lot of younger kids who are like, oh, we love science, the whole global warming, we believe in science, all this stuff. Science says you can't do half the things the Bible says that happened, that God did. So they're going to be trendy and they're going to be atheists, but it's so complex. It's this idea where it's just like everyone being atheist, I think it would create a much worse society. And even if you want to say religion is a cult, 99% of Christians, even if they are true believers, they don't force opinions on people. They might be a little obnoxious about it. And, even myself, I've had to, look at some people and they'll start talking and it's like, dude, this is ridiculous. But, it's better to have religion, stuff like Christianity in society, because generally it's going to make people hold higher standards, hold higher values, and overall be better people. And I think that's a perspective that a lot of people that don't believe in religion, they don't see that and they don't look at that. So even if you think religion is ridiculous, overall, for society, religion is a net positive, and I just want to wish everybody out there a happy Easter, guys. I personally have, I'm just not a good person, unfortunately. I've done some really things I don't want to talk about, and it's just unfortunate to see the path I've gone down, and I try and change it, and I try and talk better. I'm trying to be more positive, things like that, but there's been some things that's just ridiculous. But guys, there's a few tweets I wanted to get to as well, just a little housekeeping things. We've got Spotify spending $100 million on Joe Rogan. By the way, I think the number for Rogan, they said, was it 3 years, $100 million, or 3 years, $120? I'm sure Joe Rogan loves that that's the rumored number, because let me just tell you, Joe Rogan got a hell of a lot more than $100 million from Spotify. Let me just tell you that. But this is just a comparison. They spend $100 million on Joe Rogan. CNN has their new CNN Plus platform. Apparently, they spent $100 million on that. Joe Rogan has 1,000 times the average daily audience. And that just goes back to the point. These networks are so desperate. I mean, CNN Plus, this stuff has got to be such a failure. I mean, how much money are they going to pump into this stuff? Nobody will watch CNN over and over and over again. And I was actually thinking about this because it's interesting, and I might save it for a different video. But when we go to CNN, when we go to Fox News, we already know the story is going to be slanted in a certain type of way. Like if you go to CNN Plus and listen to Anderson Cooper or Brian Stelter or whoever it is, you know it's going to be, they'll give you some news, but it is going to be slanted in a way that is favorable towards the left wing. And then you turn on, Fox News, Tucker Carlson at 8 o'clock, you know he's going to give you news, but it's going to be slanted to the right. And it was weird because I always search Google. I Google search different things. But I thought to myself, and I said, there's a disassociation when I search Google. I think when I search Google, just in the back of my head, the way my mind, and I'm sure a lot of people have the same thing, the way our minds are wired, when we just Google search, we think when we search Google, we're getting everything. We're getting everything. Like when you search, what are the ABCs or what is religion? We think we're getting everything out there, when the reality of the situation is Google is a left-leaning company and they've actually censored things, and it's a weird disassociation we make, I feel like, with Google and when we search things on Google. Now there are people that say use DuckDuckGo, use different things like that. So some people, understand it, I guess, but still it's like the vast majority of us, myself included, when I go to CNN, I already know, my brain is wired okay, they're going to give me news, but it's going to be slanted towards a bias towards left wing. When I go on Fox News, by the way, I never go on CNN or Fox News. I'm just saying, this is an example, I don't watch those networks. But when you go on Fox News, they're going to give you news, but it's going to be slanted in a way that's favorable towards the right wing. When we Google search stuff, I feel like, maybe it's just me, but I feel like in my head, I disassociate bias from Google, even though Google has bias and they manipulate search results, not with everything. I'm not saying if you search, nutrition facts or things like that, they're going to make stuff up. But politically, that's the thing. And that actually brings me to my next talking point on the whole, what's going on with Elon Musk? Is he buying Twitter? There's people saying, we can't have this. You can't have free roam on Twitter. They're starting to bring up things that really I don't care about. And I do think it is a slippery slope with the First Amendment with Twitter, because there are other issues that can arise from it. I want to make my point very, very clear. My whole thing is, when it comes to Twitter, something like Twitter, you should not be censored for your opinion, for your potential to influence others. The Donald Trump getting banned is absolutely ridiculous and should not happen. That is ridiculous. Alex Jones getting banned, Milo Yiannopoulos getting banned, that Donald Trump going to do a podcast and it immediately getting taken off of YouTube, that is censorship. That is ridiculous. I know they're going to bring up a bunch of different stuff about, you're going to let more racists on Twitter and stuff like that. What I am saying is, listen, there's so much gray area, and it's so tough just to say, all right, First Amendment, because then it's gonna be really wild. I understand it could make the platform unusable, but what I'm saying is situations with Donald Trump, those cannot happen. You cannot ban Donald Trump because you don't like him, which is what they did on social media, and they blamed January 6th. They used it as a scapegoat. They knew they couldn't just take him off and say, we did it because we didn't like him. So they manipulated the general public and said he incited violence during January 6th, and that's why they did it. It was a complete joke. Same thing happens with, Alex Jones. They take the Sandy Hook thing, something that happened 4, 5, 6 years ago, whenever it was. They use that to end up getting him banned. Milo Yiannopoulos, they said he had multiple profiles. Just ridiculous, completely ridiculous. And then Donald Trump does a podcast about 2 weeks ago. About a day after it gets uploaded, it gets taken down. Guys, stuff like that is... What I'm talking about is, the idea where these people can get banned for their political beliefs because they lean a certain way is ridiculous. It is indefensible, and it is so anti-American, and I know it's so complex with, just let the First Amendment reign. How many bots get created? They're trying to make Twitter a usable platform. That's part of it. But again, it's once again, it's these false narratives. It's I'm just saying, there's too many situations where people are getting banned off of Twitter for their simple political opinions. Their political opinions are getting banned. So it is a situation where there's zero. The other problem with Twitter is, and, YouTube, Facebook, zero transparency. Absolutely no transparency. They review it according to whoever reviews it. Normally, half the stuff, half the threats end up getting reviewed by alt-left people, employees of Twitter, which are mainly on the left wing. These are Silicon Valley people. And it's just, there's no transparency with who's reviewing this, their political bias, anything like that. It is a complete mess. You think something as big as Twitter, something as big as Facebook would be more transparent if they were going to ban you off of their platform, especially these bigger users with millions and millions of followers that are getting banned. So I just wanted to talk about that. And then we've got some other random stuff. This screenshot I saw, trans inmate impregnates 2 inmates at an all-women's prison. Oh my goodness. You can't make this stuff up. Crazy idea. Let's divide a country into half capitalist and half communist and check back on it in 70 years. At least you can see Pyongyang. You can see Pyongyang, the little, yes. Oh, that is amazing. South Korea versus North Korea. That is crazy. And then we've got this video of this grandmother from Ukraine who fled with her rooster. Yes, her rooster right there. Let's watch this. Wow. Amazing. And by the way, guys, I found that video of the cats in China. So in China, they were dealing with the rise in cases. So they round up all the cats and they put them all in these bags. And you can just, let's just watch this video here. And there it is. And there it is. I mean, oh my goodness. So guys, that is going to do it for this just quick little Easter video. I want to wish everyone a happy Easter out there. This special edition video. And when it comes to politics, and religion and things like that, it's not as black and white as saying, oh, this is ridiculous. None of this is possible. The Bible is fake, things like that. I want young people to understand this is a complex topic, and overall religion is a positive for society because it makes people be, withhold certain values they otherwise probably wouldn't uphold. And that's really the point I wanted to make. It makes people You know, whether you believe in God or you don't, or you think it's ridiculous, the vast majority of Christians, if you grew up in the church, you are more likely to have, you know, better values than someone that didn't, and you're more likely to be a better person in 99% of the cases. Now, we understand with the Catholic Church, guys, trust me, I know. And that was a situation, that type of stuff, I don't want to get into it. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.